Hello and welcome to our preview of our up and coming hosted cruise on Ambassador Ambition to Iceland and the Faroe Islands and to Belfast this Friday. So, hi everybody who's watching live. Hi, folks. If you're on the cruise, I'm going to go through all the information about the up and coming cruise we have. Please ask any questions. I'll do my very best to answer them. If you're watching on playback, again, ask any questions in the comments and we will do our best. Wow, it's close. I mean, it's Sunday and we are cruising on Friday. I'm so excited. I hope everybody else is so excited. Wow, Iceland. So I'm going to allow a few people to join us live. And again, as I said, please ask questions and I will go through what we will be doing, the events, the meetings, timings, where we're going to meet, etc. And talk about a few possibilities that we can do as well. Wow. Okay. So we have people watching us. Again, please ask me any questions. This is a great time to ask the questions. We're going on Friday, and that's right. What, 4 days? 4 days. I mean, I'm actually going to Liverpool the day before. I'm not sure what time I'm getting in. I'm getting in a little bit later, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to meet up with anybody on that one. But I will talk about what the plans are. I will post the graphics onto the group as well. The group which is on the Passion for Cruises event and the Cruises for Solos event. I'll also post them on the main wall for both the groups as well, just so you can take a copy of them and talk about where we're going to meet and what we're going to do. And I'll try to keep it as easy and as simple as possible for this one, and we can talk from there. So first of all, next Friday, I'm not sure what time everybody's boarding. I think last on board is at 4 o'clock. Hopefully I'll be on board beforehand. So this is going to give you an idea of the events that we have planned. Some of them we're going to discuss when we're on board with everybody, and also the things we do every day as well. And with a hosted cruise, everything is dip in, dip out. You can join us as much as you want or as much as you don't want. Right. So first of all, just to go through the first day. The first is the most important day in many ways. And I've looked at all the venues on board, and the Cavern Lounge seems to be a good place to use as our base for most of our events. So what we're going to do on the Friday, we're going to meet, if you can, Friday at 3 p.m. in the Cavern Lounge on deck 7. Yeah, that's just going to be a welcome aboard meetup. Welcome aboard meetup on the Cavern Lounge on deck 7. So most of us would hopefully be on board, and you can normally get in your cabins around about 2 o'clock, and the muster drill isn't normally till sort of 4-ish normally. So that time I think would work really well. And I feel the Cavern Lounge, sorry, I've got Liverpool in my head, is a really good place to have as our base. Yeah. Right. And on Saturday as well, which is the first day, which is a sea day, we'll have our meet and greet again at the Cavern Lounge on deck 7. The Cavern Lounge is actually open for drinks at 10, but I'll explain how that works as well in a moment. Yeah. But it's a really good, it's a sea day, so everybody's going to be on board. So if you haven't met up on the first one, you can meet and greet everybody on the next day, which is a sea day. Now, these events are going to come back and talk about. We got to be confirmed, and I should be able to confirm the timings and the dates for all of those on the meet and greet at the Cavern Lounge. I may have information on the Friday, but we're going to have a cocktail party. Ambassador are going to do a cocktail party for us, which I am really looking forward to. I have cruised with Ambassador before, by the way, on the Ambience, and they did a cocktail party for all the solos then as well. And so that cocktail party, solo meetings, any solo meetings they have, which will be in the dailies, I'm going to go to. Yeah. Now I'll talk about our prize draw, specialty dining, and group photo I'll come back to those in a moment. Yeah. So just to give you a brief outline, to keep things simple, we've kind of got port days and we got sea days. Yep. So our port days, first of all, again, please dip in, dip out as much as you want. I'm hoping this is going to work out really well. Yeah. Our port days, 8:30 a.m. breakfast club. I plan to be there, by the way. I know some people will be laughing at that, but I do plan to be there. But I'll explain a bit later about later things that we're going to do as well. So breakfast club, I will be there on a Saturday morning at 8:30 outside the Buckingham restaurant. Yeah. And on the first day of breakfast club, it's just going to meet up outside, go in together, grab the tables we can, and I'm hoping that we can get tables for us, so we know that these tables are for the solos for breakfast club. The reason also I would recommend the Buckingham restaurant is that, looking what a lot of people say, the marketplace is the buffet, and the buffet does appear to be very busy. So the Buckingham restaurant is going to be our breakfast club. Now, on the port days, 9:30 is again, we're going to do this at the Cavern Lounge, yeah? Makes life easier. 9:30 is where we can meet up if you want to explore the ports together. That means if you want to, as a little group, that you meet up so you don't have to walk off by yourself, you can get off the ship and you can explore those ports together. Or you could say, okay, let's do the hop on, hop off bus together. Or maybe let's do share a taxi together or do something like that. There's lots of options that you can do. It just means that you're not going to be by yourself if you don't want to be. So the reason, again, the 9:30 at the Cavern Lounge works really well. It won't be open for coffee until 10 o'clock. That's when we're going to have our coffee club. So 9:30, if you want to meet, if you want to get off the ports together, you can too, because we will be in dock in most of those ports by then. Yeah. 10 o'clock, coffee club. Just have a cup of coffee, meet and greet, chat, just get to know each other. It's a really good thing to do. Now, I've seen in some of the dailies from a recent cruise that they have been doing a quiz in the Cavern Lounge at 10:30. So if they are doing the same thing, and that's a big if, yeah, then if you want to, we can get the PFC quiz team together and we can do the quiz. It's trivia. They do the trivia. That's what they normally do. So I thought that would work really well if they are still doing that. So that is your port days. I'll go back to those. Sea days, obviously, we're not going to get off the port and explore the port together. Breakfast club again. And it's simple, at the Cavern Lounge, 10 o'clock for the coffee club, 10:30 for the PFC quiz team. The reason the coffee club is so important is that I'll be there every time. I'll always be there for a coffee club if you need to talk to me, if you haven't found me for any reason. And if you're doing your own thing, turn up whenever you want to turn up. We've got 11 nights on this wonderful cruise. So come along at any time that you would like to, yeah? Now, please ask me any questions as well. And because we're going to talk about things like what should we wear? Because, you know, it's temperature-wise. It's a really good question about what we should wear and what time does the sun go down and things, yeah? Right. The events to be confirmed. The cocktail party. Now, what I want to do is combine the cocktail party with our prize draw. Now, if you haven't been on a hosted cruise, we do a free raffle prize draw. And all you do is I quite simply give you a free raffle ticket. Yeah, I'll do that like that, a free raffle ticket. Thanks, Alison, by the way. Yeah. And it goes in the pot. And whatever prizes we talk about, you will win. They're not, you know, but we'll see what prizes we can get. I'm hoping to get a couple from Ambassador. You never know. And a few that we're going to get as well. A few sort of fun gifts, that kind of things. But the top prize is worth winning. £150 voucher off a new booking with Passion for Cruises, any cruise. That's £150 voucher off a new booking of any cruise. If you're going to book a 3 or 4 day cruise that costs you £300 or £400, you've got that, yeah. If you win it, that's the top prize. I think there's around about 38 of us on there, and I don't count. I can't win it, yeah. So again, that's going to happen. So when I want to do that, just to give you the shout up, yeah, I want to try and do that at the cocktail party. And the cocktail party is hopefully going to be either the Monday, the 10th, which is a sea day, or Tuesday, the 11th, which is our first day in Iceland. It would depend on the timings that they give it to us. I believe the sea day would be better. So I'm hoping I will let you know on the first coffee meeting exactly what we're going to do about that. Again, soda meetings is something that we will talk about, and we're seeing the dailies. Speciality dining, yeah. Now, speciality dining, I posted in the events about 3 choices. We have saffron, we have lupinos, and we have chef's table. And I tell you, price wise, I did the speciality dining on the Ambience, and the head chef was an incredible chef called Sydney. He was the head chef for that particular cruise. He's the head chef on this one. The food is just going to be, I'm just so looking forward to the food, yeah. Now, price wise, now give or take £1 or so. I'm thinking we are in pounds, by the way, with Ambassador, yeah. Saffron is about £16.95 cover charge, something like that, around about £17 cover charge. Lupinos is around about 19 cover charge. Chef's table is the biggie. That is a whole experience which I did. You get so many courses, and you get wine tasting, wine with it as well. That's, I think it's around about £89, but that is like a whole evening out, and you get a tour of the back as well, and they really make you feel special, yeah. So we got those 3 options. I have a list of people who gave them their names for saffron, lupinos, and chef's table. I have you down. We will confirm that on the coffee meeting on the first morning as to what days we would do those. And if anybody wants to join us, let us know, yeah. Because speciality dining at those prices, £17 and £19, for instance, cover charge, that's really good. And the chef's table, £89 might seem quite a bit, but for what you get, it really isn't. I did it. I have a video out there of me doing it on my YouTube channel, Cruise and Tips Pete, on the Ambassador Ambience. Again, with Sydney, the head chef. It's incredible. So we will talk about that as well when we're on there, because a lot of us don't normally do. We don't normally do the speciality dining because we don't want to sit by ourselves, to be honest with you. So that is that. And also group photo, yeah. We will do a group photo on one of their dress up nights. We'll confirm that on the coffee meeting as well, when we're all suited and booted and wearing our dresses and everything else, and we'll just get a big group photograph of everybody together. And normally it'll probably be just before the first sittings. And I'll talk about the food side of things in a minute as well. So it'll probably be before the first sitting. So I'll explain that, but it's really worth having that wonderful group photo on there with Ambassador. Ambassador really is classic cruising, to be honest with you. Right. So talking about, again, please, if you've got any questions, please ask me those questions. I wasn't talking to myself. There's quite a few watching, by the way, which is great, which is fantastic. Right. Now, what I would like to talk about is a few little tips, first of all, that I want to give, because I have cruised with Ambassador. And first of all, the hotel manager is a chap called Alvin, yeah? He was a hotel manager on the cruise I did on the Ambience, and he is amazing. I can't tell you how much effort he made for the solos. I am so happy. I don't think he knows I'm on board, by the way, but he was great. And so he's a hotel manager. So we got a great guy who'd help make sure that we can have our best possible time. Now, a few little tips I would go through from my experience. Eating, by the way, there's no late night food on Ambassador, like the late night snacks. That doesn't happen, yeah. They go round with trays in some of the venues at night, yeah. So you can catch the little bits of food on the table, and so if you don't get that, and you had early dining, and at 2 o'clock in the morning you're starving, yeah. um, I would suggest that you just bring a couple of little things to put in the room. It's just worth it, yeah, because if you miss out on the little finger food, to be honest with you, that's what they do, yeah. So I want to give you that little heads up on that one, yeah. Um, they do a wonderful afternoon tea, and they really do. It's really worth doing the afternoon tea. That was absolutely fantastic. They make huge efforts, by the way. Ambassador, the crew, they make a massive effort for everybody, especially for the solos. Um, the buffet, Borough Market. The Borough Market, as I said, for breakfast is busy. Just to give you the heads up on that one, yeah. Phones, please put your phones on airplane mode. Yeah, as soon as we leave. I actually on the Ambassador cruise, my phone went into the onboard satellite for 1 minute when I was on the ambience, and it cost me about £20. As soon as we leave, put your phones on airplane mode, yeah. And because when we go into the Faroe Islands doesn't count. If you're on O2 like I am, I can roam in various parts using my own data. Yeah, doesn't count for the Faroe Islands, even though it's Danish, but it does for Iceland, and it will for Belfast as well. But there's a lot of sea days, so airplane mode. It's really worth it. You do not want to go into the satellite system. It can cost you lots of money. I don't know if anyone's up for this, but the land of the midnight sun. Anybody up for maybe midnight sunset club? Yeah, because the sun's going down, setting around about 11:57, 11:58, something like that. So I was thinking about, I love being on top deck and watching the sunset go down, but quite often I can't because I'm eating at the same time. That tends to happen so often. So I'm thinking about adding on maybe who wants to join us at midnight or maybe 11 o'clock ish, and hot chocolate or a cocktail, whatever we can get, just being on top deck for midnight sunset club. I think there'd be some stunning photos, especially when we're cruising around Iceland. Yeah, I would suggest something like that, by the way, for top deck at night. It might be worth it. Something like that just for your head is probably worth it. Yeah. Clothes wise, what clothes would we recommend? I've seen lots of people talking about it. The weather is generally around about sort of 12, 13 degrees. It's the warmest month of the year in Iceland. It can get to 20 degrees. There's very little rain that time of year in Iceland as well. So I've been suggested layer up basically. So having layers, because you can take layers off, is a really good idea. But dress for early spring. But I don't think we need to necessarily dress for rain. Hopefully not anyway. So there's not a lot of rain that time of year in Iceland. So that's something I would say is quite important. Yeah. Right. As far as excursions are concerned, I mean, this is our itinerary at sea, the Faroe Islands. We can talk on the coffee meetings about what to do, where to go, what you'd recommend to do in the various different places. I mean, the Faroe Islands, there's a cathedral, there's a park, there's a Nordic house, there's a national gallery of the Faroe Islands. So in our coffee meetings, we can kind of talk about if you want to walk off the port and explore together, that's great. But also, if you fancy saying, actually, I want to do this or I want to do that, put your hand up and go, I would like to do this. Does anybody want to join me? And then you can book on board and do some of the excursions, yeah? Or it might just be, for instance, the hop on, hop off bus. That might be something you want to do that's in various different places, yeah? So whatever there is. So that is our itinerary. I wish I could pronounce those. Belfast. I'll talk about Belfast as well. At the end, that's the map that we're doing. Now, just to let you know, we are leaving Liverpool on the 7th of July and cruising anti-clockwise around Iceland. The sister ship of Ambassador is the Ambience. That's leaving from Tilbury on the 7th of July and going clockwise around Iceland. So we're going to meet at some point. The two sister ships are going to meet. I'm sure they got something organized for that at some point, because we're going anti-clockwise and they're going clockwise, which is great. Right. So I talked about Belfast, just to let you know, because I did Belfast, and I went to the Titanic Museum. Yeah. Now, if you want to go to the Titanic Museum, you have to pre-book it. Yeah. And the Titanic Museum is £24.95 online, £19 if you're 60. If you're 60 or over, it's £19. They say book it online. Now, I made a big mistake of doing a Titanic Museum. This is what I did. So you don't have to, yeah? They had a shuttle bus that takes you into the middle of Belfast, yeah? It cost. So I paid to go on the shuttle bus. And then I decided to walk to the Titanic Museum from where the shuttle bus dropped me, which is right bang in the middle of Belfast, yeah? I walked, and I walked, and I walked, and I kept asking, can you direct me to the Titanic Museum? Oh, it's just over there, just over there. 45 minutes, it's just over there. I did find it, yeah, eventually, right? Took me about 50 minutes. It was a walk, but it is so worth doing. But I had to walk back to get my shuttle bus. As I'm walking back, the shuttle bus goes past me. It's halfway. So I would suggest there were taxis outside the ship when I got to Belfast. I would suggest if you're going to do a Titanic Museum, share a taxi. It's half the journey. You're not paying for the shuttle. Go straight to the Titanic experience. It's really worth doing. It's fantastic experience. You can walk around the yard, the shipyard. You can go there and not go in and do the shipyard as well if you want to. Yeah. But I would suggest, and we can organize this at our coffee meetings the day or so before and go, who wants to share taxis, and then grab a taxi, because you don't have to do that walk and then you don't have to pay for a shuttle bus if they're charging for it, which they probably would do. Now, Reykjavik, again, that's the capital of Iceland. The Blue Lagoon, of course, is something which is really popular. I've been advised about the Secret Lagoon. I don't think the Secret Lagoon is that secret anymore. But every day, the days before all these wonderful itineraries, we will chat and go through them with each other. Yeah. Right. I think I've been talking a lot. I think the most important thing is the original meetings on board. Oh, by the way, I have one of these. Yeah. In fact, because these are now only for the hosted cruises. We don't send them out anymore because we're just too crazily busy. We just can't do it anymore. But on the hosted cruises, I have one, yeah? Actually, I have a few. So I will have these with me. So if you want to wear one of the blue bands, so you know we're from Passion for Cruises, grab them at the original meeting or the coffee meeting or just any point at all. Okay, so I haven't had any questions, by the way, on this one so far. It's on YouTube, so whether they're not coming through to me or not, I don't know. So I'll have to check to see on that one. But I will go through very quickly the most important bits. And if you can't get to see me for any reason, go to reception and leave a message and leave your room number, and I will get back to you. Dining wise, by the way, I have no control over dining whatsoever. I am on early dining, which is at 5:30. The late dining is 8:15. Now the shows are on after the dining, basically. So if you're on early dining at 5:30, you can go to the first show. If you're on late dining, you can go to the second show. Just to let you know, again, with the shows, we can do it together. We can go to the shows together. We can organize that at the meetings and go to the shows together. So these are the most important things. The welcome aboard to say hi. The cruise has started. It's my favorite time on the Friday at the Cavern Lounge. And then we will meet there again after the breakfast at Saturday at 9:30. It will open for coffees at 10 o'clock. And everything else there will be confirmed. If you're into cards and things like that, by the way, and arts and crafts, yeah, they have a card club on there where you and a room where you can play all the cards and you can play the games. They have that, which is fantastic. They do the arts and crafts as well. All those things we could talk about. Anything that you want to do, just say, and we'll see who wants to join you and dip in and dip out as much as you want. So they're the key things. The Cavern Lounge, Deck 7. I keep saying the Cavern Club because of Liverpool, but the Cavern Lounge, Deck 7 on the Friday. I'll be there, and I'll be there on Saturday. I'll be there for the coffee as well because it's a sea day the first day, and that will be our first day. I will be outside the Buckingham restaurant on Deck 5. I'll be there on the Saturday for Breakfast Club. And whoever's there, meet outside and we'll go and eat together. And then coffee club will be at 10 o'clock. And if they are still doing what they were doing, the quizzes in the Cavern Lounge at 10:30, anybody that wants to do it, you don't want me as part of your team, by the way, unless you want to win. And if there's lots of you want to do it, we can get a few captains and we can have a load of fun with that. That could be really great fun, yeah. And the port days, again, it's pretty well the same. The only difference is that we're going to meet at 9:30. I would have had my breakfast at 9:30 at the Cavern Lounge just to say, let's go and explore together. And that's what we're going to do. And so whoever wants to get off at 9:30 and explore together or share taxis or do excursions or jump on and off, hop on and off buses, that's the time to do. Then it'd be the coffee meeting, and then anybody who wants to do the quiz team that can do. I may well get off myself. Then I want to get off myself and explore, and of course that will probably be after the coffee meeting. It could be after the quiz club. I don't know. We will see, because we want to see where this takes us, and anyone's welcome to walk off with me and join me and explore together. I won't know where I'm going. I like to explore. I like to make videos just to like a mystery tour, just to walk off and see what's there. Even though in Reykjavik, I'm thinking of the hop on, hop off bus, but we'll see on that one because we also got the Blue Lagoon. We got so much here, and nighttime. Let's see where the nights take us. Let's see the bars that we like. Let's see where we want to end up. I get the feeling the Cavern Lounge is one of the better ones, but we will see. Yeah, we'll see what the entertainment is. Entertainment, by the way, and Ambassador, the shows, they are top rate. I have to admit, I was so impressed with the entertainers. And you know what I liked? I used to meet them in the mornings, walking around the top deck as well. And because you saw them on stage and they're walking around top deck, and you got to interact with them, you got to say hello to them, and a few of them became friends, which was wonderful just by chatting to them as well. So you will see the entertainers walking around top deck. They'll be there because there's 1,200 people maximum on the ship, which is wonderful. Yeah. Okay, I haven't had any questions, so I got a feeling something's not gone right with the YouTube with that because there's still quite a few people watching, which is wonderful. So I will check the comments on the events. Go to the events again and ask the questions in the events. The events is at the top of each group basically, and we'll be right at the top events now. So please ask any questions at events. I am so excited. I'm so looking forward to this cruise. I can't tell you. Yeah. Um, where is she? There she is. That's going to be us. That's going to be us in 4 or 5 days' time. Please ask me any other questions that you have. Any suggestions that you have will be great. Dip in, dip out as much as you want. It's all about having the best time. They do bingo, by the way. I saw they do bingo as well. You might want to do bingo club. I think it's like £6 a book for 3 games. I saw that as well. There's so much we can do. So anything that you guys want to do, let us know. It's your cruise. I'm here to help you have the best time possible, hopefully, and to make sure more than anything that you're not by yourself unless you want to be by yourself. And some people will be. Fantastic. Well, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate that. I will see everybody on board. I will post these everywhere so you can copy them. I know they're quite simple, to be honest with you. I've kept it simple. I will see everybody on board this Friday. I cannot wait. Cheers, folks. Bye.